This conference will now be recorded.
As an underwriter, it brings me great joy to serve families, to talk about life's ups and downs. And specializing in advanced markets, I work with over 30 plus A-rated insurance companies nationwide, and I get the privilege to see past the veil now of what I didn't know and educate and serve you. And it truly does bring all of us here sitting today great joy to help people become ready for life. If you know what you're looking for, when it's time, you'll be ready. And we want to give you those tools today to be ready. How many of you heard of the story where somebody knew somebody who thought they had insurance, and had an insurance company that they were working with, and then they acted like that insurance company didn't want to pay? Something went wrong. Well, I guarantee you that it most likely happened that way to them because they were not educated. They were sold. We don't do that here. We sit down with you one-on-one with care and the genuine heart to serve you so that if and when something happens, you will be taken care of and you will understand how. A simple case of just not knowing for sure isn't good enough. We want you to know. Now let's get to the fun part. What if you could afford to have all the life insurance that you could possibly need for the life that you specifically want to live? What if not only that was available to you when you passed away, but you also have access to that healthy lump sum of financial benefits while you're living? What if you had a savings tool that actually gave you interest at 5 or 8 or even as high as 10%? Who knows of a savings account that can do that? If you don't, you're about to. What if that money grew tax-free? What if you could loan on that money anytime you needed it? What if you didn't have to pay that loan back? And what if you could use your money in your policy for any reason you see fit? What if you were 100% sure you would never lose a dime and it would never be frozen? What if an insurance policy was that gateway and you just never knew it? That gateway for a legacy of generational wealth and you just didn't know it? What if the policy became absolutely free of cost? Free of cost, yeah, I said that. And you would have it for a lifetime. You would never be able to outlive this policy. You would never have to look for anything ever again. It's going to serve you for life. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege and the honor to introduce a man who's going to now share with you the way to do all of that and more. I want to introduce the agency owner of the William Berry Agency, senior underwriter, appointed by National Life Group, and a lovely father of 4 beautiful children from Tulsa, Oklahoma, live here. Well, if you're just now clicking, not live, but right here on this webinar at your fingertips. It's my great pleasure to introduce Mr. William Berry.
Awesome. Thank you, Kandyce Jones. Oh my God. Why do I have to follow up behind that? Oh, that was powerful. Thank you, Miss Jones. I really appreciate that. Thank you, everyone who's on here with us. This is a phenomenal opportunity, and it's not just because we're saying it, it's because the majority of people don't know about it. That's the truth. The people who don't know about things, I've learned a long time ago, it's because somebody doesn't want you to know about it. And so we're not going to take a bunch of time, but we're really just here to get that education out, pique people's interest, and get them seeing beyond the blind spots of their own lives. So if you gravitated towards anything Ms. Jones said, then you already know that you're a human being like me or you. If I bleed, you all bleed. If something happens, we all have those woes. But insurance is boring. It's absolutely boring. So here's the 6 things I want us to focus on real quick, and I think it's going to surmise where we're going with this, okay? Listen, if you paid very close attention to what Kandyce Jones said, she said, what if we could get all the life insurance we wanted and it was at no cost to you? That's the first thing I want you guys to write down. If you're taking notes, if you're serious about this, the insurance is at no cost to you. Because we're no longer going to talk about spending money, we're going to talk about saving money. If you're on the webinar and you save money, please click like, please raise your hand or whatever. This is a savings vehicle for you, what I like to call greenie weenies out there. This is life insurance, retirement planning. It's how we help people get to next generation of wealth savings by using something they already wanted. We all want to leave our people something. Nobody wants to leave a burden or debt. So one, what if you could save money, have all the insurance you wanted for free? So these first 3 things, if you pass away, we're going to give someone a lump sum benefit. Somebody's going to get hundreds of thousands. In some cases, our clients are giving away millions of dollars to the kids, their grandkids, the people they care about in life. The second thing that's really important about these savings plans that are considered life insurance, if you have an event in your life, let's say you get cancer, like Kandyce Jones's story of that family member. I know it wasn't cancer, Kandyce, but I mean, something happened in his life. For me, my father, he's had 2 strokes. We were super blessed the fact that every time he's had a stroke, he's never been paralyzed. But imagine if you have a stroke, you have a cancer, you have a heart attack, you fall off the back dock and crush your legs. I mean, you're just driving your car down the highway and someone's not paying attention and you flip it because they run you off the road. Something happens where you cannot work, live life as normal. This plan will give you a benefit in advance. Let me be very clear. In advance. You haven't even passed away. I understand, having been a deputy sheriff here in Oklahoma for 8 years, things happen. We don't want to think about it. But what I learned from 8 years of serving people is that's when it's going to happen, is when you don't think about it. And it's not the fact of passing that hurts people's hearts. What I learned, it was the fact for me leaving my wife and kids with nothing to support them every day. So a plan like this will take care of you past, take care of you while you're alive. Awesome. Nothing happens to you. You're 23 years old. You've lived till you're 50, 60. You've never passed. Nothing's ever happened. What do you have to show for it? Well, I hope I'm not calling out the obvious. You got peace of mind. Great. That was on a piece of paper. What if I told you every dime that you put in this thing, you could get back out? You could get back out. And with the right kind of advice, you'd never pay taxes on it. Well, William, I've got a Roth, I've got an IRA, I've got a deferred comp, 401k, I'm in all kinds of things. I'm in real estate. Those are all great things. I had them too when I was a deputy sheriff. I have them now still because I believe in the American marketplace. But if you've got your paper in front of you, I simply want you to write 50 minus 50, then plus 50. You're going to say, what the heck does that mean? What makes this an amazing savings vehicle is that if you roll your dice on the marketplace like everybody else, when the market goes down like 2008, like 2002, like the Great Depression, like COVID-19, I have family members who lost over $120,000 because of COVID-19 market, and they've never recovered. They told me last year, well, my portfolio was up 40%. Well, listen, if I took 40% away from you and I gave it back, did you make any money? The answer is no. The answer is they just broke even. If during a time of a downturn market, imagine if you stayed level. Everybody else was losing money and you didn't lose a dime. You didn't make any money, but you didn't lose any money. People talk about rate of return all the time. This is a plan where we're talking about rate of loss. There are dozens of clients of ours, dozens of people in your own life. You can go back to 2008, 2009, 2010. They were 63, 64, 65. They spent 30 years building a 401k and it got wiped out. They got wiped out. They are still working to this day to recover assets they never could get. Everybody with this savings vehicle would have lost not a penny. And in 3 years when the market was going up, they would have gotten those 30, 40% off of what they had, not where they ended up. So think about that for a minute. If you can make 30 or 40% where you're at in a down market, not 30 or 40% out of a hole. I don't know about you guys. That's not the American dream. That's the American nightmare. I mean, somebody said a long time ago, the only way to get out of a hole is to keep digging. I don't know if that's true. How about we just never jump in the hole? How about we just never get in the hole? So if you pass, if you get sick, if nothing happens, this is a savings vehicle, again, where it is tax sheltered. Nobody likes to pay Uncle Sam if they don't have to, where you can have generational wealth. Okay, so you're never going to lose a penny. You're going to shelter your money against taxes. And what's great is someone's saying right now, William, what's the catch? What's going on? How does the interest rate work? Okay, for those people who are seriously interested, listen, this is a federally insured, this is a federally regulated industry. We are all licensed professionals in doing this. And for every person who's interested, we will be giving proper illustrations. But again, ask yourself, if you like to protect your people, you want to have something when you're 60, and you don't just like spending your money just to spend it, you actually want to save your money, then this is the right place. If you get to 65, 75, 80, and you've saved hundreds of thousands of dollars, like the people we're serving do, all of that money will actually pass on to your people. Let me be very clear. You'll either get a death benefit because it will be higher than the money you saved, or the money you saved, and we'll show it to you. Average 21, 22-year-old after 40 years, okay, 30 to 40 years, is in the millions. That savings is what you're passing on. Okay? You've saved a ton of money. You've protected your money against market loss. You're not paying taxes. You protected yourself if you got sick or got hurt anywhere out in the world. Listen, I can't say names, but I've never gone to any bank in my life where in all the time I've been here, which isn't a lot, but it's just long enough, where I'm going to get a benefit like that. So we really wanted to put this in people's hands, and I just wanted you guys to know, personally, as a person who owns an agency in 7 states now, used to work for the man, partnered with some of the best people, you're meeting them right here in the entire United States, that there's an opportunity for you to at least look at something that most people have never heard. And there's a reason, and we're going to explain it. So with that said, I want to hand it off because I want to be diligent with our time. Thank every single one of you guys for hanging in there with us because we had technical difficulties. That's life. The person that's coming up next is going to do an amazing job wrapping this up. He's got years and years of experience handling individuals in wealth management, but primarily in assessing risk. So I couldn't think of an individual who'd be more credible to bring here and say, hey, I've looked at this thing every way from Sunday, up, down, left, right. Is this real? Can this really serve people? Can it really protect other people? Is it something you should hook your wagon up to? So it's my proud and amazing honor to bring on a professional of the highest level, W.H. Steiner. Sir, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you, William. Good morning to you. Good morning, Kandyce. Debbie, thank you for arriving and being part of this, and David as well. I'm going to be, I won't be as glorious as the both of you, William and Kandyce. My experience in an index universal life, what we call this type of advanced market product, has been around since 1997. Transamerica introduced it. Many insurance companies have followed. And it was created originally for wealthy people. That was who they were expecting and wanting to serve in this product. But the truth is that it will serve anyone that wants it. And in fact, most people are more surprised to find out that they could have an index universal life placed on their child. Imagine a 2-year-old child having an index universal life and you put $50 in a savings for that child. The child becomes 18, or when he or she enters into the workforce, you can explain to your child the importance of savings, of insurance. It's an educational experience, one that bonds children and parents together. And what further bonds those children and parents together is the fact is that you have laid a path for those children so they have financial security. Also, what you've done is you've secured that child for a lifetime to have life insurance at $50 a month, which over a lifetime can accumulate to over $1 million. In fact, it could be a lot more than $1 million, because that when a child reaches adulthood and they understand how this all works, and they understand that if the market ever turned down, that their money would be protected, they wouldn't lose a dollar. They'd understand that it works by compounded interest. This is a wonderful education for a child. And when the child is 85 years old, you have created such wealth, including their contributions. In most cases, they would contribute more. So you're talking about children that would have in excess of $2, $3, $4, $5 million. And if they put that in the bank, the same amount, it wouldn't be anything close to it. Nothing close to it. And in the event of any of those children became ill, things happen, like Kandyce said, life happens. Then those children are protected at $50 of savings a month. There's nothing on the planet Earth that you can save $50 a month and protect your children for a lifetime. There is nothing except for an index universal life and the understanding and of education to know that this product exists, and that we took time this morning to share the educations so parents can understand what they can do for their children. What can a parent do for themselves? Well, they might have not started at 2, they started at 30 or 40 or 55 or 65, because an index universal life can serve anyone for a lifetime. Because at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer of index universal life for 2 most important reasons. One, it is a savings vehicle. It is the component of this insurance approach is cash savings. And the other most important part, which was mentioned by Kandyce, is that this is permanent. You cannot outlive it. If you live to 110, it will be there and serving you every single day. Imagine getting critically ill at the age of 105 years of age, and things happen as we get older. It's just natural. And that policy, that protection is in place at that day, at that moment. So to say that to have insurance, living benefits, and the understanding of education of how this type of product serves an individual and a family is unprecedented if you compared it to other type of insurance like term and whole life. Okay, there's a reason and purpose for everything, but the best way to approach the insurance market is through a savings versus a spending. So if anyone that receives this video, that has the chance to watch it, would like any of us to be able to model, that's a professional term, but to create a quote for any of you, whether it be for your children or entire family, Kandyce, myself, William, would be happy to do so. And it's not something you have to wait a week or 3 days. Normally can be done the same day, normally within a few hours. And once you have the quote or the modeling, then any of us will be able to go over it with you, and then you'll further understand the detail and have how and understand how it serves. And like I said, we're all here to help and answer any further questions, but I think both William and Kandyce really did express a lot about life and about the market, about the ups and downs of life, and how this product serves and protects. And if the market crashes, this policy will never crash. It will never lose a dime. In fact, The insurance company provides 25 basis points just for being a customer. And one last thing I'll leave with everyone. I think this is a great feature of National Life Group. And I specifically said that company because we are all appointed by National Life Group. Very proud of this alliance that we work with, that they provide a special charity benefit. So if any of you that are watching this video have contributed to charities, local charities like the SPCA or any charity, they will match in your death benefit up to $30,000, dollar for dollar. So if you want to provide $30,000 to the SPCA, they will contribute $30,000 and the SPCA will receive $60,000 upon your passing. If you choose to provide $1,000 for 30 charities, which is a great idea, they will match dollar for dollar. So all 30 charities receive $2,000 in your name. Obviously a local charity, they'll know who you are. And there's no greater benefit knowing that a part of your death benefit can go to a charity that can help someone or a organization that is helping others, including even animals. So I'll leave it at that. I welcome everyone. Kandyce, William, any last words? I think I've said enough. Okay, William, any last comments or?
We hope in this short time that we've answered as many of the basic questions we can. We know that people are going to have more questions. That's why we're asking for the opportunity to do this a little bit more one-on-one and physically show you in a model how it works. I mean, if I asked anybody, what's your interest rate at your savings account right now? They would say something like 0.00122586. It's like nothing. What if I told you could save money at an interest rate that was like 6 or 7%? That's it. What if you could have all these other benefits? You're already looking maybe for insurance. Maybe you're not. You're already saving money. Let's just go do it better. And so, you know, my call to action for everyone who's listening to us is it doesn't hurt any of us to take a look at this. And if that's how you feel, if something we've said has intrigued you, first name, last name, phone number, email in the chat box. I think that'd be really pertinent. We had some really fancy links for you guys. Sorry, that kind of didn't come through, but that happens. First name, last name, phone number, email, please. And one of us will reach out to you. Thank you, Mr. Steiner.
Okay. Thank you, Kandyce. Thank you all for participating in today. My apologies for the Facebook little glitch, but we'll remedy that in the future. And I wish everyone a pleasant weekend and look forward to serving you. Thanks, guys.